Springtrap has finally made his way to Dead by Daylight, where you can now play as him in the PTB. I guarantee you, by the end of this video, you'll be an A-tier killer with Springtrap by the time his chapter releases. This video is dedicated to showing you a full 100% guide to Springtrap's kit, including his power, perks, and add-ons, as well as my personal opinions about what perks to use, and the best add-ons to pair with him. Also, some of my concerns for the character. Springtrap's power is a fine mix between many other killers. He uses a fire axe, reminiscent of the Huntress, as his main power, with the added benefits of having multiple security doors he can move between for map control. Again, similar to other killers such as the Singularity or the Demogorgon, or even the Dredge. Nice. Oh, hi. Wow, that was... Yeah. I can finally play the game after 27 minutes! Oh my god! Yep, there we go. Phantom screen value. Oh my god! Holy snipe! Although Huntress and Springtrap both use a throwable axe, Springtrap has some key differences. Unlike the Huntress, Springtrap is limited to a singular and rechargeable axe that can embed itself into the ground, or a survivor's back, as well as providing killer instinct if a survivor passes by the ashy aura emitted by the axe itself. Springtrap's axe also has a lot of weight to it, which in gaming terms means it has higher bullet drop, forcing Springtrap to use the axe in more of a closer proximity. Landing a hit on a survivor grants Springtrap the ability to grab a survivor instead of having to put them in a dying state first, making flashlight saves impossible unless timed perfectly or with a flashbang. His main power can really only be countered by dodging the axe itself, or by looping in an area with high walls and lack of sight. His secondary power spawns security doors that can be used by both him and the other 4 survivors. But do be wary, as survivors can use cameras on the door to reveal your aura. Of course, if a survivor was just constantly passing through these doors, then the killer would have no chance of catching them. Henceforth, the ability to grab survivors, no matter the health state, who are in between the space from door to door, otherwise known as the office. Finally, when exiting a security door, Springtrap is granted the undetectable status for a short period of time. Oh my! Get back here. Go to this door to stop them from... Oh, wow, and I grab her too. Okay.
They give out so many auric cells and stuff too, just so people can try out skins basically.
Oh, fuck! Is he in there?
Oh,
he can...
in use. Oh, shit.
Can I also come in there with you?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, no!
That's almost as bad. Oh wait, that is as bad as 2v8. What the hell are you doing? Oh! Springtrap also comes with 3 perks named Haywire, Help Wanted, and Phantom Fear. Haywire is a perk that focuses on the exit gates by regressing gate progress once left at 50% or above. It also regresses 50% of the normal gate opening speed. Help Wanted focuses on gens, a perk that activates once a marked gen is finished, granting Springtrap a faster recovery time of 25% for each basic attack landed within a 60-second window. Finally, in my opinion, the most useful perk out of all of them, Phantom Fear, a perk that is not objective-orientated, but instead focused towards revealing survivors. Any survivors within your tear radius will scream upon looking at you, revealing themselves for 2 seconds, putting that perk on a 60-second cooldown. Finally, the final part of his kit, and final part of this introduction, add-ons. Springtrap's add-ons are separated between strengthening his fire axe or his security door power. Add-ons like Greasy Paper Plate and Restaurant Menu help Springtrap recover his axe faster, as well as pressure survivors more by increasing the time needed to remove Springtrap's fire axe. Whilst add-ons such as Foxy's Hook and Chica's Bib add effects that can either affect the killer, survivor, or sometimes both, really changing how Springtrap may be played within different trials. But I'm sure you don't care for any of that. You care to learn how to play him, and how to play him the right way. So here we go. Springtrap's axe, as mentioned before, is a heavy item and thrives off of a closer range of attack. Although sniping from a distance is possible, the axe works better when in close range. This is because it's easier to land at closer range, although being quite true. The closer you are to a survivor, the better, as landing a hit using the axe will grant a survivor a mini speed boost. However, if you are closer to the survivor, there stands less distance between you two, allowing you to follow up your axe hit with a grab. With all this talk about the fire axe, I'm guessing you're wondering, if the axe is so great, when should I use it? Like I said before, the closer a survivor, the better, because you can follow it up with a grab. However, in loops, you should really only be using the axe to stop a survivor from vaulting or slamming down a pallet. Of course, there will be times where neither of these occur and you still manage to make it work, but the axe is most effective around looping strong points. If you know a survivor is going to vault a window or pallet, it may be a good idea to pull out that axe. Now, if Springtrap's kit was only tied to his fire axe, he would be a pretty weak killer that could really only bring some value to chases. This is where the previously mentioned security doors come into play. Someone who takes one look at Springtrap might think that a security door power and fire axe are standalone powers that don't really work together. That's where they're wrong. Alone, these two powers are pretty decent, but by combining Springtrap's map control and free undetectable status with his fire axe grab combo, it can lead to some of the quickest downs seen in Dead by Daylight history. Of course, I'm guessing the devs saw this and made it slightly easier to avoid these situations by giving him decently loud footsteps. Just keep that in mind. Funny enough, people on the internet are upset because they expected Springtrap to be a stealth killer, when in reality, he really is just that. To elaborate, Springtrap is most powerful around pallets and windows because of his ability to quickly charge his axe and punish survivors, as they can't move out of animations such as the vaulting animation or pallet dropping animation. However, his secondary strong point is surprising survivors who are actively working toward objectives, such as generators. Because he has multiple security doors scattered throughout the map, he can actively choose which angle he wants to approach something, such as a survivor's location or gen location. If Springtrap is aware of either of these two pieces of intel, he can come from a door that is easier to sneak up from, whether it be because of an uncommon angle or because there are more objects to slither between. Using his undetectable status to sneak up on a survivor should be something to always keep in mind. This can combo into a close range fire axe, which will almost always end in a fast, efficient, and quick hook. However, you can't forget about perks, and I don't mean his personal perks. There are many perks you may choose from, but my favorite perk setup right now is Pain Res, Thrilling Tremors, Phantom Fear, and Dragon's Grip. Here's a breakdown of each perk and a quick little summary. Pain Res has 4 tokens. When a survivor is hooked on a Scourge hook for the first time, aka a hook highlighted in white, 1 token is consumed and explodes the gen with the most progress on it, taking 20% progress and forcing any survivors that were working on it to scream. Thrilling Tremors activates after picking up a survivor and lasts for 16 seconds, blocking all gens that are not actively being worked on for that time period. Gens that are affected by this are highlighted in white. This perk then gets put on a 30-second cooldown after it's used. Phantom Fear, one of Springtrap's personal perks as said before, causes a survivor to scream when looking at you in your tear radius, revealing their aura for 2 seconds, then being put on a 60-second cooldown. Then, to finish his perk loadout, we use Dragon's Grip, a perk that activates after damaging a gen, and for the next 30 seconds from then on, the first survivor to interact with this will scream, revealing their location for 4 seconds and becoming exposed, a status that makes them one-shot, even when fully healed. Each perk helps Springtrap, whether it be gaining information or delaying gen progression, something any killer will thrive off of. But don't let this guide stop you from playing Springtrap your own way. This, of course, is just my opinion. It's your choice if you agree with it. Thank you for watching this video. Please consider subscribing. Nice! That's a 3K. I stopped him at the last second. Get out of here. Nope. You're not leaving. You're not leaving. Holy snipe. I stopped them from getting out. I got a 3K. I stopped them from getting out. Oh my days. Whoa. Holy smokes.